All right, so I had a sweet tooth tonight, and I walked up to the grocery store and I was like, maybe I should go ahead and buy an Entenmann's cake. Scratch that, not going to do that. I really don't like to buy Entenmann's and stuff like that because I don't know what's in it altogether. All the artificial ingredients, artificial flavors, yeah, I'd rather not do all that. So I figured I'd go ahead and use the ingredients inside my house. I got that peanut butter, got that butter, got that vanilla flavor, got a little bit of cinnamon, got the brown sugar, got 1 egg, and went ahead and made me these right here. These beautiful peanut butter, chocolate chip, coconut, walnut cookies. And I want to show you the bottom. It's nice and golden brown. The bottom of your cookie should be golden brown, not blackened to a crisp. So feast your eyes on these right here. Peanut butter, chocolate chip, coconut, and walnut cookies. Oh, yeah. In other words, I made me something sweet. Going to make a honey corn muffin. It goes good with some greens, like collard greens, turnip greens, you know, kale. Well, we don't do kale too much, but anyway, any type of green, cornbread goes perfect with it. These are the ingredients that you will need. 1 cup of cornmeal, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 sticks of butter, which is equivalent to 1 cup of butter, 2 eggs, 1 cup of leche, that is milk, a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of honey, 3 teaspoons of sugar. Need a good sized mixing bowl. You will need good old whisk. You're going to need a muffin pan to melt this butter up. Your cup of cornmeal, your cup of flour, pour those in there together. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And you hit it with this right here, your baking soda, right here. 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to whisk all these dry ingredients together. So you mix that all together, right? Remember that butter that we said we're going to melt? We melted that. This right here. Pour that in there. 1 cup of that. 1 cup of the leche. That's milk in Spanish for those that don't know. And I'm telling you, Jiffy ain't got nothing on this. 2 huevos, 2 eggs. 3 teaspoons of sugar to that mixture. The featured guest, honey. Oh man. Just greasing up our muffin pan with a little bit of vegetable oil and ladle this cornbread, honey cornbread batter into this muffin pan right here. 1 ladle of that into that pan, and we'll go ahead and drop this inside the oven for about a good 25 minutes. Here are your honey cornbread muffins. Moment of truth. Let's eat this corn muffin right here. Whoa, Nelly. Where my greens at? All right, so what you're feasting your eyes on here is homemade vanilla pudding. It consists of 12 egg yolks. You're not going to use the whites in this. You're going to use also 2 gallons, half gallons of white milk. You will need a 1/4 cup of vanilla flavor, 3 serving spoons of flour, and you will need 2 cups of sugar. You're going to continue to whisk this as you do not want the eggs to curdle. You're going to whisk this on a low heat, a low heat. You don't want to burn it up because you will. It's going to thicken over time, but it's a long process, which takes roughly about an hour to make. And as you can see, it's still very watery, so it's not quite pudding yet. It's more like a big old pot of milk with eggs in it, but it's not quite done yet. So continue to stir, continue to stir, continue to stir, continue to mix, continue to whisk. That is the process of it. Starting to thicken up just a little bit thicker than it was, but not quite there yet. But it's definitely thicker, can't you see that? After stirring and whisking and whisking and stirring, your pudding is officially done. Beautiful, luscious, handsome ending. Let it chill and go ahead and dig in and enjoy. We all have a sweet tooth from time to time, right? Yeah, I know I kind of did tonight, so I figured why not show them how to make peanut brittle. These are the ingredients and the items that you will need. 1.5 cups of peanuts. These are salted, so if you want unsalted peanuts, by all means, do unsalted peanuts. 1 cup of granulated sugar. 1 cup, I said it right. 1 cup of granulated sugar. 1 cup of Cairo syrup, light or dark. a half cup of agua, water, 1/2 cup of that. Spoon of this surprise guest, baking soda. Baking soda? Yeah, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And you will need 2 tablespoons of Breakstone unsalted butter. Bam! I got the butter flavor. You know, for that extra buttery type of, you're going to need a spoon. I have a wooden spoon here. If you got a metal one, use a metal one. You're going to need a spatula. You're going to have to spread all this goodness out. And you're going to spread that goodness on this right here. Good old baking sheet. First things first, let's go ahead and spray our baking sheet with that good old Pam. That Pam is something else. That half cup of water that we talked about. That good old Cairo syrup. You're going to use your sugar. Now what you're going to do is you're going to mix all of this until the sugar is dissolved. Let's drop that butter in there, that 2 tablespoons of butter. I told you the lines on there. Follow the lines, you won't go wrong. As you can see, our pot of goodness is coming to a boil, but it's not quite the boil that we want. Now it's starting to bubble up just the way that we want. But as you can see, it's not quite thick enough. Now that it's thickened up rather nicely, look at that. Yes, ma'am. Our salted peanuts. Now we're going to gradually add those to the mixture. But watch what happens when you put the baking soda in there. Something magical is about to happen. To mix that. It's going to foam up. See it starting to foam? Pour that out on top of that good old baking sheet. All that goodness, pour it right out there. This is going to be wonderful, you guys. This is just what I wanted. Look at this right here. Here is your peanut brittle. Peanut brittle, y'all. It's real good. Do this. Do this right here. So tonight I'll be showing you something simple on how to make a quick dessert out of the ingredients that you have within your house. You will need some flour, taco style tortilla, some ground nutmeg, some gala apple, ground cinnamon, a dash of ground black pepper, like rum flavor. You can use rum flavor or you can use actual rum. Need a half stick of butter. Also, what I failed to mention to you guys was that there were 2 more things that you will need. You will need 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Now you will put a dash of nutmeg, some ground cinnamon. I tend to be liberal with the ground cinnamon. And just a splash of black pepper. Some rum flavor. And you will cut up a few pieces of butter. This is the same filling that you would make for an apple pie. Okay, so sometimes you just have a taste for a little fat snack. You know, a little great dessert. In our family's turn, something sweet. So let's go ahead and make something sweet. We are going to make us a banana split. What you will need is some Neapolitan ice cream, A banana, of course. Need us some wet walnuts. Maraschino cherries. Some Hershey's chocolate syrup. That's a good old bowl. Need an ice cream scoop. Oh man, yeah. So take that, split it in half like that. Now it's time for our ice cream. Dip that spoon in some hot water so I can just cut through that ice cream like butter. All right, so let's go ahead and load this bad boy up. Got our wet walnuts. It's the drizzle for me. See that right there? And you drop a couple of these cherries on there. Just make it pretty. Hello. Get on. Banana split. Wow. I'm about to split and go ahead and eat this. All right, y'all. Peace. So sometimes you got a taste for a dessert. But in my family, you got a taste for something sweet. Let's make something sweet. You need these two beautiful little red jazzy apples. Jazz apples. But we're going to jazz them up even jazzier. Mi pueblito tortillas. You need these right here, the Mexican style. Some Breakstone unsalted butter. Ground cinnamon. And a little bit of nutmeg. Some rum flavor. Or you can use a little rum for those that like the little saucy effect. You know, do what you got to do. But I'm using rum flavor. A dash of salt. Just a little bit. You don't want it to be too salty. Dark brown sugar. You need a half cup of granulated sugar. Vegetable oil. Just a little bit of that. The good old cast iron skillet. Let's go ahead and start making something sweet. Your Santoku knife. We're going to use that. I'm going to cut it in slices. In slices. That's the way I'm doing it. Melt this butter all up. Brown sugar. I thought it was going to be something sweet, right? Then we'll add our ground cinnamon and hit it with some nutmeg. Bring it to a nice simmer until it thickens. And then we'll show you what we'll do next. All right, so our jazz apples are officially done. Just cut them into triangles, you know. Make it a triangle. You know what a triangle is, don't you? Just drop them in there. You see that? It's going to be real good. Very good. All right, so the fried tortillas are done, right? So the first thing we're going to do is hit them with a little bit of salt there. We're going to hit it with a little bit of black pepper. You got your cinnamon, your nutmeg, and your sugar. So I'm going to toss all that on there while they're still hot. Go ahead and try some of this something sweet. Whoa. This is something sweet. The flavor is like, wow. It's like an apple pie. It's like apple pie nacho. It's like your grandmama sauce nacho. Nacho Supreme, something sweet nacho. Look right here. Do this right here. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Make something sweet.